President Biden's expected to sign the Inflation Reduction Act into law this week. The incentives for EVs will create winners and losers in the space. Phil LeBeau joins us now with more. Phil, who are the winners and losers here?
Well, Leslie, it basically comes down to a couple of things. One, do you have the production set up or in the process of being set up? And two, can you do the production with as many U.S.-based minerals and key components? So as you look at the winners and losers, eSource, which tracks the EV industry and battery production, has basically said, look, right off the bat, Tesla, Ford, GM, they either have production, in the case of Tesla, already set up, or GM and Ford, where they do some production, but it's going to really ramp up. They're going to be the winners, at least initially. Further out into the decade, you finally see some of the other automakers who will benefit. We're calling these the IRA EV losers because they're not going to benefit right away. Most notably, as you look at Toyota, Fisker, Subaru, Lucid, those guys really will not see a benefit for offering these incentives until later this quarter. And one important note here. Notice you don't see Chinese automakers on this wall. That's because one of the requirements is U.S. production of EVs. Here's eSource talking about what this means for the Chinese ultimately entering the U.S.
This year is going to see a wave of new Chinese EV exports to Europe. And that was inevitably going to come to North America also. But now, because of these tax credits, they are going to be hamstrung.
Take a look at the Chinese auto stocks, and we're talking about Li Auto, NIO, XPeng. And as you look at these guys, remember, you need that U.S.-based production. That's not in the future for these guys anytime soon compared to Ford and GM, which have 6 battery plants that are going into the construction phase relatively quickly. And finally, take a look at shares of Tesla. Notably, Tesla has built 3 million EVs. Elon Musk tweeted over the weekend, including 1 million at the Shanghai plant. Guys, David, that speaks to the growth of that plant in Shanghai. When they first announced it, people said, watch out. It's going to skyrocket in terms of production, and that certainly has been the case. 1 million EVs have now been built at that plant in China. David?
Wow. And that's despite what were some real difficulties not too many months ago, right, Phil?
Sure. Absolutely.
In terms of those COVID lockdowns. Phil LeBeau, thank you.